Mia so exclusive. Cinema.
Men don't cry. Don't be a pussy. Don't be a wimp. Man up. Stop being such a girl. Be a man. Now, I know a lot of little boys been told this their whole life. Some might agree, some might not agree. Multiple people's experiences are different. Toxic masculinity has affected males in my life, so that made me want to interview black males on campus. Then I thought to myself, it would be more prominent for me to give males in my family the autonomy to be the narrator of their experiences and how toxic masculinity affected them. Hi, my name is Mia. This is me leaving Champaign, heading to Chicago to let the people in my family be the narrative of their story, hear their experiences.
Being in front of men, I learned early that it wasn't okay to like cry. Like from the age of a newborn baby, I know I cried then as a baby or whatever, but once I got old enough to like understand that crying was a emotion or a feeling you was going through, my dad used to tell me like, not stop crying. Crying is for girls. Like you gonna be a man one day. Like, what you, a man or a mouse? Like he used to say stuff like that when I was little.
When a man is expressing his emotions, like nobody care like what he gotta say or don't care about what he feeling. You know what I mean? I could say some agree, some will agree, because I don't know how it is to feel like being a woman, a young lady growing up, and y'all don't know how like it feels to be like a young male or like a young male growing up, like a young boy growing up. You know, I can trip, but you know, like it plays a part on you because so many experiences that you go through, it molds you to be like a person that you just need to be like strong. Straight off the bat, like the demeanor that you display, like you don't want to be feel as weak. You know what I mean?
I think as a black man, we had the hardest job on this earth. Because we're like an endangered species out here. We're killing ourselves, the government killing us, the police killing us. It's just a never-ending cycle. Just all the way around. It's like a black man's head's on the swivel. And right after that are black women, which we don't protect enough. We protect our finances and our gold and stuff before we protect our own women. I can remember back, we couldn't wear pink. Pink was a thing we couldn't wear as a boy. But my mother, her name was Deborah Murphy, she didn't care. She put on me, I remember wearing a pink button-up shirt with a brown corduroy suit to take for school pictures. And I remember the kids, like, he's gay, he got on pink. I remember they were talking that my mother had already warned me before I left the house that was gonna happen. And she said, real men wear what they want to wear. And from that day on, I didn't care about wearing pink or bright colors, what people in society or other men consider feminine.
I previously stated that black males encounter toxic masculinity in different ways. While listening to the men in my family, I came up with my own definition of toxic masculinity. I did a lot of reading and I read a lot of articles about toxic masculinity, and I felt that it would be more prominent for me to express my own definition of it based off of their experiences. The big question is, who do we blame for toxic masculinity?
I have emotions and I have feelings. I have very strong feelings and very strong emotions, but a lot of things I bottle in. I ain't crying in front of no man. As my dad told me that one, right? Aggression only come out if people bother me or try to hurt somebody I love. Other than that, me holding in that, it didn't create no pain or no corner where that can erupt anytime. No, it didn't do that to me. But my aggression only gonna be when it's somebody I love. If somebody trying to hurt, like I said, somebody trying to hurt me or somebody I love, that's when I show or express my aggression.
Like certain things was called gay. They say like you couldn't do jump rope. If you jump rope, they say that was gay. Or, you know what I'm saying, if you did certain, if you played with a doll, you was considered gay. You know, there's certain things like that, yeah. Just certain things you just couldn't do. There's a lot of stuff you just had to hold in. You know what I'm saying? Even if you fall and get scraped, get hurt. Suck it up, you're a big boy. You can handle that. But you, as a kid, you hurt. You know?
Like my uncle and my father, those like the men that I realized grew up with around. It was like they upheld themselves as, you know what I mean, like real niggas. And, you know what I mean? Like a real man, like how they should. But you know what I mean? They didn't speak on what they went through. But I knew like shit that they went through made them to be who they was. When they was talking to me and even at a young age, I still thought about that. Like, damn, like you glorify the people that you around and you wanted to be like them, but growing up or seeing that later on, like, I haven't cried in front of my dad in like a minute, you know what I mean, unless it was like whoopings or something, but I haven't been like, and that's a part that plays, you know what I mean, I don't really be speaking towards my father, or my father really don't be speaking towards me about like shit that really goes on, but we be around, kick it, 100%, you know what I mean, every time we come around, it's just good bad, but that gotta stop, I feel that, you know what I mean, like, if I'm around you without, and if I'm around you and like, all look good, yeah. I need to let you know like what be going on, like, elsewhere. But it also play a part of like how I grew up, you know what I mean, like, that's a whole nother factor.
While doing research, I found something that was very interesting. According to Dennis and colleagues, he stated that males have extreme resistance to displaying or opening up about their emotions because it seems as a weakness, and that he pointed out emotional maturity and intelligence is taught during youthful ages. Now, we might ask, how does toxic masculinity even affect emotional intelligence? It has a lot to do with emotional intelligence. It makes most males suppress and reject other emotional stimuli that they see in other males. This is exactly why I put this quote above right here, because I feel that this is very important. This will not only affect the black male population, it will affect male population in general. Because I know a lot of males, I have encountered a lot of males that feel that it is if they show emotion, if they actually express themselves authentically, some way a male will judge them, another male will judge them, or society will judge them. I blame this on toxic masculinity.
We don't be doing shaking our legs and doing all that. Like, I accepted my son doing it because it's a different generation. But where I come from, you gonna be in no party dancing.
Why can't you dance?
The boys who dance could dance. Like the guys who did dance when we was coming up, you accept them for who they are, but I wasn't no dancer. Like, I'm not finna be dancing because the way I was and the things I was doing, I couldn't be a dancer. Because in order for you to get the type of respect I was receiving, I couldn't be known as a leg shaker. And I don't have no problem with the people who do dance, or I'll make certain body gestures or whatever, but it'll be a masculinity gesture. Like, I'm gonna be standing still and do something, but I slow dance with my lady, or I dance with my lady or something like that. But I never had a problem with a dancer, like a guy who danced. That's what they love doing. But me, I couldn't do it.
And that plays as a fact, like, they think like everything gotta be, or everything like, hold on, they think it's out the extraordinary, I say, but they'll be like, cut all that shit out. You don't want to look like this too. You look like a sissy doing this, or this for like girls. Yeah. It's like a boundary. You know what I mean? Like you can't cross that shit. Like you doing a TikTok, or you dancing, or you listen to a certain song, or your tone and things, or you know what I mean? Like your demeanor, your body language. You know, I feel as if it do be certain limits to that. I wouldn't judge, but I just, you know, when people do things that you know is normal, and then people do things that's just like, damn, you never seen that before, but you can't like really judge that because you don't know what they seen and how they learn from what they doing. People have feelings, so I wouldn't judge nobody about what they doing, but you know, sometimes right is right and sometimes wrong is wrong, I should say.
Toxic masculinity caused me to tell my son the same thing my dad told me. Men don't cry. Stop crying, dry your eyes. What you crying for? You don't need to be crying. What, you a man or you a mouse? So I raised my son the same way my dad raised me. And if that's a form of toxic masculinity, I'm affected by it.
I'll just shit. Like I'm just upholding myself to be the most toughest, I say, like, because a lot of men not mentally tough at all, you know what I mean? They uphold themselves, you know what I mean, as this guy that just don't feel for shit, like nonchalant, like antisocial, or just don't do certain shit because you don't want to feel a certain way, you know what I mean? Discipline and emotion, you don't want to, it's like vulnerability, like I say, be who you want to be, you know. Don't let nobody judge you. Always be happy with what you're doing, you know. Don't go above and beyond trying to impress people or try to do other shit or extra shit when you're around people just so they can like you, you know what I mean?
I will conclude this documentary by asking my interviewees, what's your definition of a man? And this is what they have to say.
The definition of a man to me is a man who get up every day and be a provider for his family. And if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody. So be respectful. Be a great listener. Not a good listener, a great listener, because you got to stay open-minded.
Like, take care of your duties, you know what I mean? Be real and stay true to yourself. I don't know, really, shit. Being a man, you know, because a male is dominant. Like, that's our nature. I just feel as if, like, shit, you take care of you, you could be able to take care of anybody else, you know what I mean? Because it starts with you.
A man who stands on his own too and believes what he believes in, not what society wants you to believe in. A person who can stand on his own 2 feet and think for himself and not have others think for him. I don't listen to what this person says or what this person says. Like you can have a person say, well, I don't like such and such. I'm not going to dislike that person because you don't like her. I'm going to see what this person about. Just because you had a bed running with this person, it might have been a one-time thing, but now you got a lifetime hate for this person because of one incident.